What is up, everyone? Is your girl Yinsu here from Upcomer, and I have a question for you guys. Do you believe in miracles? Well, if you don't, the teams on our list today might just change your mind. That's right, we are going to count down the top 5 times Esports Underdog runs made us believe in miracles. Now, before we jump into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm not asking for a miracle here, but you guys know exactly what to do. Starting us off in the number 5 spot is the biggest Valorant underdog story to date. The dream run of a team named Ascend, who became the new kings of Europe.
I can't imagine the mental fortitude needed from both of these sides right now. You've got Heretics pulling off the maddest comeback against some of the most individually skilled people we've seen in a long time. And already, here we go. The quick trade out in middle, but it's Ascend to instantly invest that res.
1v2, both players tucked all the way back in sight. He's waiting on this recon, I'm pretty sure. Look at the double face, comes through, Bocold lands it.
They've done it. They've actually gone and done it. Ascend managed to take down Heretics after going all the way, the distance in front of them. A true upset in the making.
Right off the bat, the European Valorant Regional Masters Tournament in March of 2021 wasn't what fans expected. Notable teams like G2, Team Liquid, Fnatic, and Team Vitality all fell during the Challenger stage, meaning that Heretics, FPX, and NIP were the heavy favorites going in. Not many people had even heard of Ascend, a team formerly known as Raise Your Edge that formed just 56 days before Masters.
Founded in just March of 2021, the team has managed to fight their way through the VCT Challengers into the VCT Masters.
And despite being demoted into the lower bracket of the group stages after losing to NIP, they took down every single team that stood in their way, including the best of the best in Europe. After taking revenge on NIP, Ascend eliminated FPX and eventually beat the first strike winners, Heretics, in an incredible best of 5 to secure the title.
We had a really close series against FPX, even tighter series after Heretics. The road wasn't easy. We all did our best coming in here and showing what we can do, and all the hard work since January has just paid off.
Coming in at number 4 is the North American League of Legends team that finally showed up at MSI, Team Liquid in 2019. Out of the 4 major regions at International League of Legends events, North America has always traditionally been regarded as the weakest, and this was no different at the 2019 mid-season invitational. Team Liquid were the sole representatives, and despite having one of the strongest NA rosters of all time, not many expected them to get past the semi-finals when the likes of G2, SKT, and Invictus Gaming were in attendance.
We had a lot of problems with the way we were playing the game, and we had to change the way we were playing the game. Once we started losing, we realized we have to play faster, we have to be more aggressive and be more willing to go for stuff even if it could be a bit risky.
Team Liquid shockingly fell to Flash Wolves on the first day of the main event, but a much needed win over G2 in the group stages saw them scrape into the semis to face IG, the Chinese super team that had already beaten TL twice in groups.
Welcome on to Summoner's Rift for the first semi-final match of MSI 2019. Team Liquid versus Invictus Gaming. IG in the blue, TL in the red. You can see the champions making their way out onto the Rift right now.
But that's when Team Liquid absolutely stunned the world and did the unthinkable. With all of NA behind them and armed with pure determination, CoreJJ led his team to a 3-1 victory over IG, causing the single biggest upset at MSI, and TL became the first and only North American team to have ever made it into an International League of Legends final.
Hicksmith, he's going to be put to sleep, but Jackie's going to be put on the ground. Double goes legendary. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Liquid will do it. Haters, be silenced. Expectations, be damned. One of the biggest moments in League of Legends history as Team Liquid take down the reigning world champs.
Number 3 is probably my personal favorite underdog run. The Finnish CSGO team that stole everyone's hearts at the IEM Katowice major in 2019. That's right, I'm talking about Ence.
He went back for a reason, but Ence is going to deny. The Finns, the kings of Katowice, they're through! Welcome to the big stage! What a story, man. You couldn't write this stuff, you tried. Ence came in as an underdog to this tournament at best. They've now booked themselves a place in the grand finals.
Going into the first major of 2019, the Danish juggernaut of Astralis were in prime form. They had their eyes set on their third major title, and the likes of Team Liquid and Na'Vi were predicted to meet them in the finals. But no one could have foreseen the team that ended up being their biggest challengers, Finnish underdogs Ence.
They are underdogs, but they are here to win. Please welcome to the stage, it's Ence!
This was a team that up until this point was more famous for a meme than actually winning games. Under the leadership of 20-year-old Lexi B, Ence had to play through a minor qualifier as well as both challengers and legend stage before they reached the playoffs. That's a lot of hurdles to trip over.
So very low, and he's got to take so many gambles, and none of them are going to pay off. Allu closes it. And Ence take Mirage 16-11. A shocking result. Jubilation in the crowd, the fan favorites.
From there, they defied all odds and took down both Team Liquid and Na'Vi to reach their first and only ever major final. Even though they couldn't quite complete the miracle run by beating Astralis, every CSGO fan, including me, will forever have a place in their hearts for Ence.
The expectations that they've exceeded to get to this point, the Counter-Strike that they've played, Ence have to be proud of their effort. You know, they're going to be disappointed in the moment, but they know that they've just brought Finnish Counter-Strike back towards the top, somewhere it hasn't been for years.
Number 2 is another CSGO entry, but this time the Cinderella story has a happy ending. But before we actually dive into it, let us just play you this clip, because I don't think I can ever get tired of watching this.
Olaf Maestro has been taken out towards the B bomb site, but Automatic's going towards A, nothing else is going on. He's got to go back, Stewie's on his own, but look at the time! Look at the time, there's 7 seconds to blow the bomb! They're trying to build pyramids, but there's no more play! Stewie's won the round, we're going to overtime!
Cloud9 have done it! How have they done that? They came back all the way! All the way!
That was the crucial moment Cloud9 managed to take FaZe Clan to overtime in the finals of the 2018 Boston Major. Cloud9 were ranked 5th in the world ahead of the major, but after some shaky performances in the new Legend stage, not many expected greatness from this roster.
It just seemed like they were kind of upset. They're probably going to do an interview and say they felt like they should have won, because some of the rounds, the very last round they lost, Tarek, there was a miscomm. Rush was supposed to be holding the PK Hall or something, and then Tarek's like, wait, I thought you were holding the push. So I don't know if they started getting in their own heads a little bit towards the end.
However, they managed to upset G2 and SK Gaming before finding themselves in a final against FaZe Clan that they had no business in winning. It had been a great run so far, but still, no one really believed this could be NA's first ever major win.
The other side, the hometown favorites, Cloud9, that, you know, a lot of people expected to make some waves, but very few expected them to make it all the way to the grand final. But have they impressed so far in this tournament?
Cloud9 started 0-2 in the tournament, hasn't looked back since. Undefeated since. They dropped one map so far. That was last series against SK, and they look to take it into today. And
yet, somehow, through incredible AWPing from Skadoodle, standout performances from Tarek, Rush, and Automatic, and of course, Stewie2K's graffiti-worthy B-side hold, Cloud9 managed to close out their dream run and make history.
Cannot miss a single shot. Guardian waits patiently as Cloud9 sets the push up. Oh, it's happened! They made it work! Cloud9 are your E-League Major champions!
And number one, you probably guessed it, but there has been no better esports underdog story than OG's championship run during TI8.
Your grand champions of TI8! It's OG!
This was a team that had everything against them coming into Dota's biggest tournament of the year. From a personal betrayal to straight up losing 2 of their best players, OG could not have been in worse shape leading up to TI8.
They found this player, Resolution. He'd been playing amazing at TI7, so OG, they grabbed him, they threw him in their team, but then for the rest of the year, they played utterly mediocre.
Well, we just got called into a room, and I learned that the 2 players are leaving, and one of them's my best friend.
While they managed to rebuild in time and just about scrape through their group stages, nobody expected this team to go all the way. But that's exactly what they went on to do. OG somehow took down every team in their way, including the final boss, PSG LGD, twice. Once in the upper bracket finals and once in the grand finals best of 5, taking home Dota's most prestigious trophy, the $11 million that went with it, and forever etching their names in the history books.
Can you believe it? OG, a team tipped by some to be the 18th most likely to win TI, and they've just gone and done it.
They don't believe it. You look at them in the booth, they look
They've
stunned.
just gone and done it.
And if that isn't crazy enough, OG eventually went on to win TI9 as well, becoming the first and only team to have ever won back-to-back TIs. Now that's what I call a true Cinderella story.
OG, you thought you saw it all against you, you thought you saw it all against you, it is gone! OG are your 2-time TI champions, they've done it, folks!
OG is the best team in the world. They are on a completely different level.
No question.
As you guys can see, I am repping G2 today. They are my boys over here in Europe. I haven't really ever seen them in a situation where they can be classified, I guess, like as an underdog. Maybe on the international stage when we go up against like Korean teams or Chinese teams. But I'm really hoping they make the world's run this year, go smash it, bring home a title for EU, hopefully not get knocked out by a Chinese team again. That really sucks. Oh, yeah, I love Ence. I should have worn my Ence shirt instead. Why have I done this? Should I just re-record this and put my Ence shirt on?